Happy Homebrew Wednesday, guys. I'm going to do a bunch of random things this week because I really don't have a lot to say. It's been a while since I've done one of these. I skipped a week. I was real busy last week, and I said in my first video that I would do one every week, but I just couldn't do it last week. But I am going to keep trying to do them every week as long as I can come up with something to do. First beer I'm going to drink, one of two tonight, is the Black Voyage IPA from Capital Brewing. It's from Madison, Wisconsin. I picked it up last night on my way home from my parents' house. So let me get a sip. It doesn't drink like a black IPA would. I got this just curious after my black IPA that I brewed and tasted New Glarus Blacktop, and it's got a lot of roast, a lot of coffee flavor, but not a lot of hops. But then I had to kind of step back and look at it from a porter perspective, and it's a lot hoppier than what a porter would be. So I would say it probably is more maybe a black IPA or maybe more close to a black ale. And I did check Beer Advocate, and they did describe it as a black ale, so that's probably more what it's like. If you can get this where you're from, it is good. By no means is this a negative review. It's very good. It's just different than what I was expecting. In this Homebrew Wednesday, I'm going to review kind of the Bell's Venus beer that I had done because there was a bunch of comments and I have some questions. Also want to ask you guys about kegging and its benefits, what's going on next Sunday, maybe give you a sample of my Two-Hearted clone that's been in the bottle 2 weeks, explain deer season, and then a new find I got for a mash tun. And then I'm going to do a what I'm thankful for section. SJ Poor did it, and I told him I would try to do it, and I'm going to do that. And then I have some shout-outs at the end. Alright guys, I did a review, I don't know, maybe it was 2 weeks ago, of the Bell's Venus series. And I got a lot of comments, kind of mixed. No one really said they liked it, but they had their explanations as to that sour taste. Now my perspective was that the sour taste was the apricot juice. Maybe some, after thinking about it, maybe some malfunctions in the fermenting process. But I did get some comments that it was a sour beer. People make sour beers. I've had a couple sours, but not a lot. I've had some really bad ones. I've had a Brett IPA. I really didn't like. To me, it tasted like leather, and maybe that's what it's supposed to taste like, but I really didn't like it. But some people are saying it was more of a sour style. Now, maybe that's true, but when I looked on, the Bell's site, they didn't say anything about a sour beer that I could see. So I guess in your comments sections below, you guys tell me what you think about Bell's Venus and if it really is a sour beer. Because if it's a sour beer, then I guess I really have to take a step back and look at it from a different perspective. I did have, I said I was going to sell her one. I had one at my training, my last one. And I actually liked it a little bit more. It's like I was getting a little bit used to it. And some of my coworkers actually really liked it. So maybe it's, a different taste and palates. But give me your reviews and what you think about it and if it really is a sour beer. Because again, if it's a sour beer, then maybe I should buy another 6-pack and look at it again. Because if it is a sour beer, then it definitely is hitting it right where it's supposed to be, because it's sour. And if I didn't expect a sour beer, that probably would explain my negative comments about it. And then next, with Christmas coming up, I am looking at a kegging setup. So what I'm here to ask you guys is kegging worth it? What I plan on doing is I've found a couple deals online. Probably what I would do is buy a 5-gallon keg with a CO2 tank with a regulator and a picnic faucet right away, or a picnic tap. And then I'd just go on Craigslist and buy some deep freezer for real cheap, and eventually turn it into a Keezer, but right away just to cool my kegs down. So that's kind of my plan. I'm thinking of doing that instead of putting my money anywhere else. So tell me in the comments section below. I know I'm asking a lot from you guys, but tell me what you think the benefits are of kegging, where I should go if I do, what the direction I should do, and really what are the benefits Are there any benefits in the taste? I've went online and people say benefit and time. Well, definitely time, but my time to me really isn't worth money because I love to do what I'm doing. So if it's really just time, I don't know if it really makes a whole lot of sense for me to go for it. What I'm thinking with kegging, the flavor has to make a difference because you're not adding any sugar. So once it's fully fermented, it's kind of just right to the keg. Especially for like a hop-forward IPA or something, I think it would be best. But again, just give me what you guys think about kegging. It could be negative, positive, whatever you want. I want to hear what everyone has to say. All right, guys, and another thing I want to talk about is what's going on next Sunday. I just had a friend over, and he says he has next Sunday off. So we're thinking about doing an all-grain beer, and actually we're going to think about doing two. He is kind of he's done one beer. He got a present from his brother. It was a Surly Furious clone from Northern Brewer Midwest. And so he did that. It didn't turn out all that bad. I mean, it turned out fine. You can hear my dog in the background again. So he's thinking about trying an all grain. So I have all the equipment. I told him how much cheaper it is, and he's thinking about doing that. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to do a Guinness clone that, kind of a Guinness clone that I found at Beersmith. And then I'm going to do a clone of Southern Tier's 2-time IPA. I think is what we're going to do. Speaking of my friend, he's the one that brought over this mash tun. I'll grab it. It's not a mash tun yet, but it's a 5-gallon cooler. Like I'd showed you before. This one's a little different. It's got to be cleaned up. But what I'm thinking of doing with that is, again, doing the same thing. So then when we're brewing, we can do 2 mashes. And I do have that 48-gallon cooler. So actually, if I get real, I guess, motivated, turn both those into a mash tun before Sunday, and possibly do, instead of a Guinness, I would use that chest cooler and do like an Imperial Stout, because there's definitely enough room even with the mash tun, and then do an IPA in that 5-gallon mash tun, and then use the other cooler for like a hot liquor tank or whatever. So that's kind of what I'm thinking for this Sunday. I am going to try to get some footage on it. I did get for my camera that I'm going to eventually use, when I was home, I tried to get the cable from my house, and I grabbed the wrong one. So again, I won't be able to use that, so it would be on this computer. And I really don't know if that'll work, but I'll try to show you something there. Now I'll show you just a little, I guess, kind of semi-tasting of my Two Hearted clone that's been in the bottle 2 weeks. If you can't tell already, I'm struggling to find things to do, and I'm sure it's going to get worse every week. So I had been, after I bottle, I've been at a training in the deer season in Wisconsin. So it's been 2 weeks in the bottle. Very rarely am I able to wait 2 weeks once it bottles to taste it. So it's kind of a plus. So I'm going to crack open the bottle, and there's a huge hiss. I actually had it sitting in front of a heating vent, which probably kept it around 75 because it was so close over the 2 weeks. So give it a pour, and we'll see how it tastes, guys. In the Bell's Hop Slam glass, of course. Now, try to pour it slow. Obviously, there is definitely carbonation. So 2 weeks at a warm temperature did the trick. And I have to really pour it slow because it's foaming up. That's about as much as I can get out of it. What's kind of embarrassing is I was really bragging on how clear it was when I bottled it. And now it's pretty cloudy. So that's definitely chill haze. You can't really see it, thank God, on this camera. It's cloudy. A lot of people don't really care about the cloudiness. I don't either, but I was really excited about how clear it was. But what I'm thinking is when I look into it, there's still some hop debris and some yeast still in suspension. So hopefully after maybe a couple more weeks, everything will drop out and maybe it'll clear up a little bit. Let me try to get a nose to that foam. Let's see what the head retention's like too. And just like I had hoped, the aroma has gone right down to straight hop Centennial aroma. It doesn't smell like cider anymore. It's just all citrus and that spice smell that I love with Centennial hops. I just can't get enough of that smell. I know you guys know what I'm talking about. It doesn't look like that head's gonna go anywhere, so let's give it a quick taste. That's what homebrewing's all about, guys. Um, Actually, to be honest, the taste has gone more away from my. I'll try to keep holding this up. The taste has gone more away from a Two Hearted, but it's something of its own. It's delicious. And my friend that came over earlier, he just loved it. He's a Two Hearted fan, and I just washed this glass, so I don't know if the lacing's gonna really hold up, but it's kind of looking like there's gonna be some lacing to this. Let me get another. I burped, so obviously there's carbonation. Let me take another taste. Oh, it's good. So, any of you guys, if you want to know, and you can always go on Northern Brewer. If you guys want to know the recipe and exactly what I did, comment in the section below. And let me know. I'll be glad to tell you what I did. I made a few tweaks. One tweak being more hops in the dry hop, and then kind of a change in the mash temperature. So if you guys want to know that, just let me know. All right, SJ Pour did a video this week during Thanksgiving that of the things he was thankful for, and I thought that was a great idea. So I thought I would do it myself. I'm gonna try to not tear up here because some of the things I'm thankful for are a little emotional to me, down deep. These things are supposed to be happy. I think I'm getting teary already, but I want to share with you guys what I'm most thankful for in this world. First off, my mom had a heart attack probably 2 years ago. She was really close to death when it happened, and when it happened, I was actually studying for a test in college. Dropped everything, drove about 45 minutes to the hospital, and as soon as I got there, she was airlifted to a bigger hospital, and then later on, she had 3 stents put in and saved her life. Nowadays, she quit smoking, thank God, is eating a lot healthier, and she's doing well. Her heart is still struggling, but she's still alive. So that's one of the things I'm thankful for. Another thing I'm thankful for is my dad. First off, with my dad, he had an accident at work probably maybe 8 years ago, and broke his back. He had got glasses and bifocals at the same exact time, and he misjudged a step on the ladder and fell back about 8 or 9 feet and broke his back. And he struggled to this day with everything. He's had multiple surgeries and everything. And it's still sad. He has a hard time getting around, hard time standing up, or doing much anything. But what I am thankful for is that he wasn't paralyzed. He was still able to hunt with me this year. He's still able to do all the things he loves. He can't golf anymore, can't really canoe and go fishing anymore, but hunting is something that he holds dear to him, and that's something he's able to do, and I'm thankful every day that I still get to do the things that I grew up doing with my dad. And another thing I'm thankful with my dad is, at a moment's notice, he'll drop everything, and he'll come up and help me. I had a huge problem with my garage earlier this year. Came up and helped me with that. I needed a lawnmower really fast, and I didn't have a trailer to get it. He drove 2 hours, actually 3 hours both ways to get me a lawnmower. He's the most selfless and generous man I've ever met, and I'm just thankful to be his son. More than I'm thankful for is my sister. She married a guy, Shane, my brother-in-law, and this year they're going to, in December, be giving birth to their son. His name is JT, and that's short, obviously. But I'm gonna keep trying without tears, guys. I'm so thankful and happy to have to be an uncle to my sister's son. It's gonna be great. So in December he is due, And so far he's real healthy. He was breech, and now he's turned, and everything's looking real good. So it's one thing I'm thankful for. Also thankful that on July 4th of this year, my wife's brother and his wife gave birth to twins on July 4th. And they were born 2 months early, almost, I think 7 weeks early. They were really light. They were in the intensive care unit for several months, but now they are healthy and they're doing well. And that's something I'm thankful for every day. Another thing I'm thankful for is my wife. We've been together since I was, I don't know, we've known each other forever, but we've been together since freshman year of high school. We were married in 2011, went through college and everything, and our marriage is still strong, and I'm thankful every day for her. Now more to the more lighthearted things I'm thankful for. I'm thankful that the Packers won today. Go Packers! Sorry, Pats fan, and let me see your name, Dan Palmer. I think he's a Patriots fan. Sorry, you guys. You're probably not so thankful, but I am. And I'm just thankful to this whole home brewing community. You guys are very supportive, very helpful, and I'm glad to be a part of it. I guess I'm not totally a part of it yet, but I'm trying to get there, and I love every minute of it. Thanks, guys. I guess there's a lot more I'm thankful for, but that's what I'm going to say now. To end this Happy Homebrew Wednesday, I want to end it with some shout-outs and some other random things. My two shout-outs are, let me reference my notes here, Jason Davies and Dan Palmer. Jason Davies, Davies is spelled D-A-V-I-E-S, and John Palmer, or Dan Palmer, sorry. Maybe he's related to John Palmer. Who knows? But they have pretty cool videos. They just subscribed to me. I'm going to try my best. Whoever watched Jason, some of his videos, I haven't had a lot of time, but they're interesting so far, and he's a pretty cool guy. Check him out. And Dan Palmer, specifically, he has a setup in his basement that is really, really similar to mine. So I'm kind of excited about it, and it gave me some ideas. So I'll show you quick. He has a propane burner kind of set up, a double propane burner in his basement with a fan hood to suck out all the nasties. So I'll show you possibly. There's Coors Light. Go Coors Light. But anyway, so there's the window in my basement. And then I could put a propane burner down there and possibly brew in my basement and stay out of my wife's way. I don't know, maybe. So I'll probably be talking to him and seeing what he did, because it was pretty cool. But check him out too. His videos are interesting. The only thing not interesting about him is he's a Patriots fan. But we did beat the Patriots, so I guess I can't be too mad at him. He's probably not feeling so good right now. At least I think he's a Patriots fan. He had a poster in his basement of the Patriots, but who knows? So I guess let me think here what else I have to say. Oh, one more thing. This is just me being sentimental, but this is what I've decided every year that I'm going to do during deer season. I told you before, us in Wisconsin, it's kind of a second holiday. It really is. Every year, me and my dad, we drink Leinenkugel's beer. We don't really drink anything else. And some of you guys that might not like Leinenkugel's, I don't know, but we like it up here. It's from Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin. Doesn't get good reviews on Beer Advocate, but fuck them. It's a good beer. So, again, that's what we drink. And we drink, a fair amount of it, I guess. But I've decided every year I'm going to write the year on the bottom of the bottle. Save one of the bottles, write the year of the deer season. And if something special happened that year, probably next year I'll write my sister giving birth to their son. Or anything special that happens that year that I think I should remember. I'll just, maybe put a sticker or something on the bottom and save those and have a collection. And I think that'd be pretty cool. I guess that's it for me, guys. I'm going to try to do something interesting every week. It's probably not going to happen, but next week, I'm going to try to have some brewing footage for you, and we'll see what happens. All right. Cheers to you guys. Happy Homebrew Wednesday, and go Pack, go.